Hey everybody, Lara here from Love on a Plate, and tonight I'm doing a real quick cook video. Should take us about 15, maybe 20 minutes total. This is what we're having for dinner tonight, and I thought I would hop on and share. So, as you may have noticed, I haven't been around for meal prepping in about the last 2 weeks, but I did survive Black Friday. So tonight I wanted something kind of comforting and warm. It's cold here. So I am going to make chicken cordon bleu taquitos, and I'm also going to be making my, in the Instant Pot, because I needed something in a hurry, 5 o'clock shuffle. Hey Betty Jo, how are you? And I think that's Amy. And I'm gonna see if I can get the comments here on the side, because that's easier for me to see. There we go. I think they're gonna come up. So yeah, so I'm gonna cook I'm gonna make Parmesan herbed rice pilaf in the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna make the chicken cordon bleu taquitos, and I'm off tomorrow, so I'll be back. I'm gonna do some food prepping because I'm working all weekend. So let's get going. So dinner will be ready probably about 6 o'clock. So I'm gonna start with the Instant Pot rice because we know that's gonna take the longest. And then while it'll cook while I'm preparing the chicken cordon bleu taquitos. So I'm gonna start with an onion. And sadly guys, both of these recipes are not up on the website yet, but they will be probably before we eat dinner. Because James won't get home till 6:30. So how is everybody doing? Let's see if I can get these comments. I can see them on my iPhone and I cannot see them here. Making me a little crazy. So like everything else, I like to add lots of aromatics into my rice. So I've got onions and garlic, and I wanted herbs that would go nicely with the cordon bleu. And so thyme and parsley are two of my favorite herbs. So those are the flavors that I'm putting into this rice pilaf. And this is similar to the one that I made, I think last time I was on, that was a Greek rice pilaf. So it's got rice and it has orzo in it. And if you don't like orzo, you can leave that part out. I just like the difference. A little bit of pasta that looks like rice, and then a little bit of rice. So I got my one onion, and I turned my Instant Pot on to saute before we started. So it says it's hot, and I'm just gonna put in a little bit of olive oil, like to cover the bottom. And I'm gonna turn this guy up. I don't know why I didn't do that. Nope. There we go. So by sauteing everything ahead of time too, one, we're gonna toast up the rice and the orzo, and it also makes it quicker for the Instant Pot to come to pressure. So that is one small onion. I'm gonna put in 2 cloves of fresh garlic. Hi Tanya, how are you? I know I saw Betty Jo, and I broke my iPad. See, I can't cook and iPad at the same time. All right, it's getting colder here. Of course, that's fair. It's gonna be December in a minute, so. Hi, Sandra. I recognize certain icons. That's why I can say hi to certain people and not others. Here, let me see if I can get my Facebook back up. So I have the onion in here, and this rice will take total about 8 minutes. So that's faster than doing it on the stovetop, and it'll cook nicely, won't boil over on my stove, and I don't have to watch it while I make my taquitos. And I don't really know why I'm calling them taquitos, because there's nothing taco-ish about them except the shape. So I'm gonna make this creamy chicken, so it's got chicken and ham and cream cheese and Swiss cheese, and I'm gonna roll it up in a flour tortilla and I'm gonna bake it. And then I'm gonna heat up some Alfredo sauce on the side that they can dip it into. All right, so this is 1 onion, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 2 cloves of garlic, and then this is where I throw in, so this is 2 cups of rice, or it's about 1 3/4 cups of rice and 1/4 cup of the orzo, which is just that pasta that looks like rice. And I'm gonna stir that up. And this just takes a couple of minutes. It absorbs some of the garlic flavor and it toasts up the rice. It just gives it a little bit of a nicer flavor. Okay, so that is done. To that, so I'm gonna add thyme. Now thyme is one of those spices or herbs that is quite strong. So I'm just using about 1/4 teaspoon in my very exact measuring. But parsley, I'm gonna use a whole tablespoon, mostly for color, because I find dry parsley doesn't have a lot of flavor, but I like it to look pretty. We're gonna put in a couple of 2 healthy pinches of salt. It's like 1 pinch per cup. And a pinch of pepper. And then instead of using just plain water, I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of this dried, which I've just spilled, dried chicken bouillon. And this one happens to be salt-free. If it was the really salty ones, I might have left the salt out. All right, so this all, I'm gonna stir it all up. It smells delicious already. And I'm gonna try that again. Yeah, Jen, it's really tasty. And this recipe is totally flexible. I know somebody tried the Greek rice pilaf that I made last time I was on live and really enjoyed it. And I just like how much you can play with it once you have the basic technique down. Okay, so since there's not a lot of vegetables involved tonight, I'm gonna put in a cup of frozen peas directly in the pot. Gonna stir that up. If you don't like peas, leave them out. If you want to use mixed vegetables, you know, the pea, carrot, corn combo, you can do that. Okay, so that's been like a minute or so. And then in the Instant Pot, I do 1-to-1 water to rice. And so that's good. And I'm gonna give it a good stir. Usually it's 2-to-1 if you're cooking on the stovetop. But because this holds all of the water in, nothing evaporates, this is gonna be perfect. And I don't know why, but I can never get this lid on when it's backwards. Okay, so I cancel the saute. There is a rice button, but I like to, so 6 minutes. I'm doing 6 minutes. That's kind of the standard measurement if you're using white, like long grain white rice or basmati rice. And that beeped, so it says it's happy. And I have my Parmesan cheese that I'm gonna grate in once the rice is cooked. I'm just gonna stir that in. So that goes off to the side. Don't forget, I have the world's smallest kitchen. Okay, so now we're gonna make chicken cordon bleu roll-ups, really. So this was, this is 4 cups of shredded chicken. I happen to have a rotisserie chicken, but if you've seen me prep before, you know that I often do the chicken breasts. Either I just broil them or I do them in the Instant Pot and have them shredded up. But I had this guy, so since I'm running behind today, that's what I'm gonna use. I have my shredded, this is a combo of cheese. It's got mozzarella, provolone, Swiss, and Asiago. And I've got some ham steaks. So I'm gonna mix those two together, the chicken and the ham. What's everybody else having? Oh, Talitha, you got an Instant Pot. Has it arrived? Is it sitting in its box? And I want to know, what are you guys cooking for dinner tonight? Have you prepped from 5D? I haven't been over there prepping in a while, but we all still got to eat dinner. So, I don't know why. It's under your tree. Okay, you should take it out of the box, wrap the box, and use it before Christmas. That's my advice, and I won't tell Santa. You're gonna love it. All right, so if I had, this recipe is actually really good after Thanksgiving because you would have leftover turkey, leftover ham, but of course, I'm up here in Canada and I didn't do Thanksgiving. Oh, well, I did it, but I did it in October. So I'm just cubing up this ham. And this is a really kid-friendly meal. And they heat nicely too in the microwave. Like I can just heat them up for like 15 or 20 seconds. And they don't get too soggy because you bake them without any sauce. So unlike like an enchilada that would have sauce, these I'm just gonna bake in the flour tortillas so that they are crispy. And that's why I'm gonna use like an Alfredo sauce for dipping. Kind of rich and decadent. But chicken cordon bleu traditionally has like a Dijon mustard sauce, so this will work. Reinventing family style. Because I've actually used up everything I have in my freezer that was already prepped. So, dinner was kind of last minute. Right, Amy? This one is so yummy. I promise. As soon as I'm off, I'll have like an hour and it's half ready to go, but I've had a choice. Put it up and not go live, or don't put it up. So I decided to go live. Okay, so this is my cream cheese. And I'm using like an herb and garlic cream cheese because I want to get as much flavor into the chicken mixture as I can without a lot of work. So a couple shortcuts never hurt anybody. And that's too wimpy. Okay, get the big guns out. And this I'm gonna mix together. And if you have the, you know, the whipped cream cheese, you can use that one too. It stirs up easier. But my kids will love the chicken cordon bleu pizza. They love anything that's got all these creamy, cheesy flavors. Throwing things around at you guys. Oh. So did anybody go out on Black Friday and actually brave the crowds? It was nuts. We had people fighting in the parking lot. I just came home and collapsed after work. Okay, so then I'm gonna add some cheese. So it's 4 cups of shredded chicken. It's 8 ounces of cream cheese, like whatever kind of flavor you want. It is a cup of ham, and then cheese. Nothing bad about this. Okay, so it's like about a cup of shredded cheese. And then we're just gonna roll them up in wraps. And I actually really like corn wraps, like the corn flour wraps, but for this one I prefer the flour tortilla ones. And this gets all melty and delicious. Because the cream cheese will melt in there and the cheese will melt in there. Okay, so regular old tortilla wraps. And I'm gonna put them right in my baking dish and I'll pop them right in the oven. They only really take about 15 or 20 minutes to heat up. So this one can totally be a meal prep dinner if you're ahead of schedule. So, and if you want to make them for lunches, there's those smaller tortillas. You can use those too. All right. So I'm going to take a scoop. And they're really rich. And I'm just going to serve this with salad. So I have peas in my rice and a little bit of salad. So I'm just going to fold it over and roll. And I'm going to then put them right into my Pyrex dish, but I gotta get some cooking spray. Good thing my cupboards aren't too messy. Okay, so a little bit of cooking spray. So if you wanted to meal prep these ahead, you totally could. Nothing in here that won't keep for at least 4 or 5 days. All right, and in it goes. So that is it, super simple. So you can see why I said this is like a 20-minute meal. The rice cooks while I'm doing this. My tortillas are stuck together, you guys. So my rice will cook, and these will be here. And I'm gonna come back on tomorrow. I'm finally gonna show you how I make my spicy tuna wraps. I've got a couple of other good things planned out. Gonna do a beef barley soup in the Instant Pot, vegetable beef barley. So good. I tested it on the weekend. Almost none left. So good enough to share with you guys. I don't like to share recipes that I haven't made or that I wouldn't eat, because that's no fair. And so I'm just gonna go through this process. And that's already come to pressure. So you see, like 2 cups of rice really doesn't take that long to do. The more stuff that is in your Instant Pot, the longer it takes to come to pressure. So, hey Dawn. Jen, you shopped online. Hi, Sally. Thanks, guys, for helping me out. Yes, chicken cordon bleu roll-up taquito bake wraps. I'm not really good at naming my recipes. I'm just going to keep calling them taquitos because they get crispy, right? And that's really the difference. If I wanted to make them an enchilada, I'd like pour the Alfredo sauce over top and put even more cheese and bake them. Ooh, that's too much. Okay, that's James size. That's too much filling. You're really looking for about a ½ cup filling per, because if you stuff them too much, it'll all scooch out, it'll all explode out. And I'm only folding in the sides because they won't fit in my pan otherwise. If I was using my Pampered Chef bar pan, which I had thought about doing, I wouldn't have to fold in the sides. And that's it. But there's 5 minutes left on the rice. So you guys can hang out with me while I finish these off, and then I'll show you how I just add the Parmesan cheese in, and I'll leave it on warm in there, and it'll be perfect. And yeah, that's what I said. We'll be here about 30 minutes. Dinner will be done. I'll have time to go put the recipes up. And that is it. Oh yeah, so I was saying you could make it with, if I'd been ahead of my game, you could have made this with leftover turkey and leftover ham. Because that's what you guys cook for Thanksgiving, right? Ham and turkey. Just trying to see if you have, whoop. I thought about putting a strip of bacon in here. but I'm out. So I have to do my click and collect groceries tonight and get my stuff ready so that I can meal prep tomorrow so that I'm ready and caught up, because I got behind and I don't like it. Roll that guy up. So that's 6, which would be 1 for everybody in the house, but I know Jonathan's gonna eat 2 and I know James will eat 2. So I'm gonna make the rest. Let's get rid of these. And I figure since they reheat so well, I'm just gonna make all 10 that come in that package. If I have enough filling, maybe not quite. And if you're using plain cream cheese, like if you don't have a flavored cream cheese and you just want to throw this together, I would just put in parsley and salt, pepper, and garlic powder. And I'll make a note of that when I put it up on the website. All right, I'm only gonna have enough for 8. So 1 for everybody and 2 for James and 2 for Jonathan. Get all this last good stuff out. Anybody started their Christmas baking yet? I feel like I should have and I haven't quite. I made the Grinch brownies. Did you see those? Those went up on the website because I want to go see the Grinch movie. It's one of my very, very favorites. Okay. So those I'm going to just brush with a little bit of butter, or you could spray them with cooking spray, and bake them at 350 for about 20 minutes, all in one flat layer. So that's done. The rice has 1 minute left, so it's perfect timing. I've made exactly 3 dishes. So I'm just gonna grate some fresh Parmesan. Like about a 1/4 cup is enough because it's really salty and has a lot of flavor. And that'll be ready. And push this all over to the side and bring the Instant Pot over. Oh, I know. I was gonna put some green onions in the chicken cordon bleu wraps just to make it seem healthier, but I didn't do it. Hey Beth, how are you? I'm glad you hopped on. Can't beat the classic version of chicken cordon bleu? Absolutely you can't, but this is a quick and easy one. Okay, so I'm gonna let this do no pressure release for 1 minute, and then I'm gonna quick release it, and I'm gonna stir in my Parmesan cheese, and that is it. Let's see. Hi, Debbie. Let's see. Whoops. Starting Christmas baking. So what are you gonna bake, Jen? Yes, I'm gonna meal prep tomorrow live. I haven't decided what time. I know that some people like it in the afternoons, but then other people are picking up their kids. Some people like it after dinner. I can do either. So tell me thumbs up if you think the afternoon is good, and a heart if you think after dinner is good. I'm totally flexible tomorrow. I can do either one. So just push your buttons and let me know. Sugar cookies. You know what, Amy? I don't have like an amazing sugar cookie recipe. I'm gonna have to go back and count all the hearts and all the thumbs, right? Seems like more hearts because it's after dinner. So I may lean towards that. And Marianne, I crossed my heart, it's coming. Okay, so this is 1 minute. So it's gonna get loud now. I'm gonna release, okay? I need one of those steam vent things that directs it away from me. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for hopping on. If you missed me starting, you guys, you can always watch the replay. Let me know. If you know somebody who might like this recipe, feel free to share on your Facebook. The group is growing and the blog is growing, and maybe by this time next year, I'm gonna be able to do this more often full time. That's my goal, you guys. Takes time. Writing a cookbook, all of those really fun things, right? Melissa, I am making, here, I'll show you. I made chicken cordon bleu taquitos. So I had shredded chicken, like shredded rotisserie chicken, herb cream cheese, diced ham, and a cheese blend that has Swiss and mozzarella, and provolone and Asiago, and I mixed that all up together. And then I just rolled it up into the flour tortillas, and I'm gonna bake these flat for about 20 minutes. They're gonna be nice and crispy on the outside. I'm gonna give them some Alfredo sauce for dipping. And then in here, in the Instant Pot, we have some perfectly cooked. This is like my favorite thing about the Instant Pot. Okay, I'm gonna fluff it and then I'm gonna bring it over. Okay, I can unplug it now. So we made that just at the start. So that's 2 cups of rice and some thyme, some orzo, some parsley, garlic, tiny little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. It smells so good, you guys. And then I'm just gonna sprinkle in the Parmesan. I'm gonna mix that in. And so this is another one of my, I do the rice pilaf, like I do them ahead of time often. I have them all mixed up with my seasonings. Here, I'll show you. So like this is one that I've done already up in the mason jar. So when I have more spare time, I go ahead and I make up all the different bases of them and I label them, and then I can just toss them in the Instant Pot. So this was 6 minutes, and it probably only took about 4 or 5 minutes to come to pressure. So it's really super fast. I'm gonna put the lid back on. I'm gonna let it do its stay warm thing, and I'm gonna serve this all with a salad, and that's dinner. So that was my 30-minute quick cook. I'm gonna leave now, sign off, go put these 2 recipes up on the blog for you guys, and then I'll post the links back on the group here. Don't forget, do a girl a favor. Send me a little love, give me a heart, and share this video if you know anybody who might enjoy watching. Thanks for hopping on with me last minute. I will see you tomorrow. I will schedule an event. I will do my shopping tonight. See y'all later.